This is Gilbert Saber Rodriguez III, also as this channel knows me, Saber Senpai. I've been skirting around this subject a lot, but I want to go ahead and say this as someone who has been there. The last video was a bit hard for me to talk from, mainly due to the background and a few other things. Now, I want to say this not as someone who is gloating or any type of thing, but I want to say this as someone who has a story that won't be accepted by a lot of people. I had grown up in foster care. I was messed up a lot more than most people think. But there was a few shining areas where I feel I'd get better. One of them involved a person. One of them involved a book series. When I was 9 years old, I started out reading Percy Jackson and the Olympians, a special edition Lightning Thief that I still haven't been able to find again. And as I grew up, I kept on reading the books. I kept on seeing more and more and more. Now that I'm 23, I've read every single book in the series. Most of them multiple times, and still, I can't stop thinking back to the relationship I wanted to form, because it's tied to something within the series. No one knows this, or not many people know this, should be a better term, but Leo Valdez, crazy son of Festus Leo Valdez, is loosely based on myself, my little brothers, and all through my court-appointed lawyer from while I was in foster care. There are many things where people will say I will lie about this. I know the full story, and I'm finally going to say it. I ended up getting into 8th grade. It was about January, I believe. January of 8th grade, where I saw someone just signing up for classes. Her name was Alexis Torres, and even I knew at that point she was different. She took the time to talk with me, took the time to be my friend later on, and actually chose to be in my grade. I found out from a friend later on she was actually supposed to be in his grade. But because I had been talking with her and actually openly accepted her, she went ahead and joined my grade. And as time went on, we grew closer. We grew so much more closer than anyone else in the class at that point. Never really dated, never really went out. Mostly because our families didn't want it. As a foster kid, I was alone a lot. I was just to myself. Any event I wanted to go to, I was held back from. Yet, I would still look around any chance I got to get her a gift. It's kind of funny because when I hit 9th grade, the Lost Hero started. It was just sent out to the public then. And I got a copy of it from the Atlanta. Despite the foster parents hating the heck out of it, I got a copy. He left a note inside saying, "There's a surprise. Read it." I started reading, I started looking through, and there was a couple of stories that matched up with myself, Alexis, and what I told the Elida. Then, as the whole high school time went on, I started seeing more and more and more. Then it goes with, I believe it was the next to last book in that series, The House of Hades. No, not House of Hades. Wait, yeah, House of Hades showed up. And I see Leo say a simple little sentence that broke so many people. And I thought, there's something up with this, because I nearly said the same exact thing. A little bit different in wording, but same exact thing. A few months before any of this went down. Like almost 6 to 7 months. Leo says, I'll come back, Calypso, I promise, on the river Styx. The previous summer, I broke because Alexis moved away. There was a huge thing that went down at the church we went to. And as she's being taken one way, I'm being taken another. And she gets in the car. Our cars pass each other. Minutes. To me it was minutes, but it was just a few seconds. And in my head, I basically put out my hand, give her a sign that we knew to get together. And then in my head I'm saying, if you need help, ask me. If I ever see you again, I'm gonna let you know how I feel. There was moments where I wish I could say that. I wish I could. But there's also moments where I know it wasn't meant to be. Alexis was in love with someone else. Not that much that I hated the guy, but I always saw him as a rival. Not even much of rival, more like he had moments where he would bully me and all that, but I didn't care. Once Alexis told me herself that she loved him, I went up to him, told him, I'll help her get you. But if it comes down to her happiness or yours, I'm choosing hers. Anyway, as it goes through, I hit senior year, I'm about to graduate, and Blood of Olympus, it releases on the very last day of school. I already had a copy from a fellow student that gave me one, but the item showed up, gave me a signed copy, and said something that should not have happened, but did. He tells me he purposely told Rick Riordan about me. He said that he saw my love for the books, saw everything I would do, and he told him my story. Rick Riordan then used a bunch of stories from me and my brothers to create Leo. It's not even weird anymore. It's me having confirmed what I thought. Because what I found out is the Lightum grew up as a neighbor to Uncle Rick. I don't know why people even started calling him Uncle Rick, but to me, he's a long lost uncle for some reason. And in the end, all that happened, all that went down. That senior year and junior year, I tried to move on, started going out with other people, all that. But Alexis was always on my mind. it's hard to say if someone who you know, someone who you care about, had a different ending. Because what I found out was that Calypso matched the exact look for Alexis. I'm not gonna say anything. I'll show a picture of how I would have looked back then. At least how I would have looked using this avatar, and how she would have looked using her avatar. I'm not really sure whether anyone will take this, anyone will see it as what it is. But I want to say, this is all 100% true. It's all something that I've kept to myself because of backlash, because of everything that's gone wrong. But you guys need to hear this. Someone out there needs to hear this. It's not really a teachable moment. It's just life happens, and sometimes people end up doing things differently. Sometimes a series impacts you, sometimes you impact the series, and sometimes both are done at the same time. Thank you all. Goodbye.